Sure, at first I was gonna think, how am I supposed to do this without winding up dead? Well, first, you're gonna have to understand how much of history is a lie, who's lying about history, and why. That's one big reason why. You see, Margaret Sanger was the founder of Planned Parenthood, and she and Bill Gates' father developed the curriculum for all of Nazi Germany's eugenics and racial laws and concentration camp research. In fact, they convinced the Carnegies, Rockefellers, and Vanderbilts into financing Nazi Germany's military buildup. But prior to that, the institution of the laws to sterilize the feeble-minded and the genetically impure were in Texas and California. Now, the abortion industry is industrialized child sacrifice. Don't you think it's kind of odd that they want to get the abortions as late term as possible? And they're in predominantly black neighborhoods because Margaret Sanger is in Google this. And if you don't find it on Google, look elsewhere, because you will find that she is very much so abundantly quoted as saying, we mustn't let it get out that our whole goal is to get rid of the American Negro. Why exclusively the American Negro? I'll tell you why. Look at the comment there. You see, they want to lie about people's ancestry and their origins. You know how the Samoans and Polynesians settled the entire Pacific, everywhere from the north of Japan, which is why the Japanese facial features look different than the Korean facial features, because they are mixed with the native Innu. All the way down to Easter Island and parts of Chile, and then of course the Polynesian Islands, all over the South Pacific. Well, people from Central West Africa did that too. They navigated the seas and settled the Caribbean into Brazil, all the way up into the Florida Panhandle and deep south. Yeah. You ever see those drawings of slave ships? Yeah, that's all bullshit, meant to horrify and create resentments, because people who are enslaved don't take on last names so willingly. Also, slaves were around, back in the 1850s, thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah. Also, the first black students to graduate, Duke, Cornell, Brown, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, even Purdue, and Notre Dame was back in fucking 1820. The Jim Crow laws were instituted by the Democratic Party when they started noticing poor people coming off of the boats being friends with freed slaves. You didn't know that, did you?